Let's navigate to the data builder where we might find the view option, and here we can create a new graphical or SQL view. First of all, let's have a look directly to the vehicle activity. The vehicle activity is basically accessing two kind of tables coming from the data lake. The GTFS RT, which is the real-time visualization of the geomap, what we are going to use later on, and basically this is ingested directly by the data intelligence pipeline. Also, we have created an additional view, which is finding out what is the latest date for the data ingestion, and this is something what we are going to combine together by using the cross join. The cross join, there is no need for the cardinality or the mappings. We can just join the table to collect them as it is. And basically, we are adding a function in a form of the filter where we are specifying how to map each kind of data coming from these two kind of tables. As soon as it is done, then a projection view is created automatically by default, and you can basically filter out what kind of columns is needed, whether some additional calculation is required or not. And we are adding here the routes. The routes are really crucial because here we are finding the route IDs and all the routes related information, and this is something what we are going to use and in the later, especially in the consumption itself. If we will have a look, we will need to combine together this kind of projection and also this kind of additional table, and we are using the left join, whereas the cardinality needs to be set, and also for the cardinality we will need to bind the tables between each entity. Again, an automated projection is created, and this is a very ideal place where you can hide, remove, add your columns, which one is needed, which one is not needed for you. And here comes a new option, which is the functions, and here we can add some additional calculated columns in order to calculate some time related information and so on. The next part would be the final view, and this is the very important part, because here we can set the semantic usage, and in a new way we will need to use the facts instead of the analytical data sets because it had been depreciated, and we are enabling it for the exposure for the consumption, and this can really be useful in the future if you would like to consume it as all data as well. And what is really required? It is required to have some kind of measures for the analytical exposure, and especially we are using here the time sec, average speed, and the distance, but this kind of information had been simply changed in the artifacts to measure. And the last part, what I want to highlight here is the association. The association is really crucial just to have a relationship mapping between each entity used in the tables in the previous chapters. And finally, we can expose, we can deploy, and we can save, and then it is ready for consumption.